Hey everyone, welcome to Grand Data Compiler. This Monday we're here with a special tribute video. Today we honor iconic actors who have passed away on May 19th and within the last 24 hours. These stars have made significant contributions to their fields, and though they've left us, their legacies will continue to shine. But first, we ask that you show your love and support by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. This way, you'll stay updated with all your future tributes and videos. Frank Ifield was born on November 30th, 1937, in Coundon, Coventry, England, to Australian parents Richard Joseph Ifield and Hannah Muriel Ifield. He was one of 7 sons in the family. His father, an inventor and engineer, created the Ifield fuel pump for jet aircraft used by Lucas Industries. In January 1948, the Ifield family returned to Australia aboard the RMS Orion. They settled near Durrell, a rural area about 50 kilometers northwest of Sydney. Growing up in this countryside environment, Frank developed a love for hillbilly music, which we now call country music, while milking the family's cow. In 1949, his grandmother gifted him a guitar, and he taught himself to play and yodel, drawing inspiration from country stars like Hank Snow. Later, the family moved to the Sydney suburb of Beecroft. At just 13 years old, Frank performed "Did You See My Daddy Over There?" on local radio station 2GB's talent show, Amateur Hour. This track became his first single, released in 1953 by Regal Zonophone Records. By November that year, Frank was a regular on Brisbane radio station 4BK's Youth Parade, showcasing his guitar and singing talents among other young artists. In 1965, Frank married Gillian Bowden, a dancer at the London Palladium. The wedding took place on July 6th at Marylebone Register Office in London. Frank and Gillian also appeared together in the comedy musical film Up Jumped a Swagman, released in December 1965. The couple had 2 children. Frank Ifield passed away on May 18, 2024, at the age of 86 in the Sydney suburb of Durrell. James Edwin Otto, known as Jim Otto, was born on January 5, 1938. He was a famous American football player who played as a center for 15 seasons with the Oakland Raiders in both the American Football League, AFL, and the National Football League, NFL. He played college football for the Miami Hurricanes. Jim Otto was honored by being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1980, the first year he was eligible. He was also named to the AFL All-Time Team and the NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team. Jim grew up in Wausau, Wisconsin and played football at Wausau High School. He continued playing football in college at the University of Miami in Florida, where he was part of the Phi Delta Theta fraternity. Besides playing as a center, he also played as a linebacker. In 1972, he was inducted into the University of Miami Sports Hall of Fame and Museum. He was also the subject of the Jim Otto Suite, a series of 3 multimedia art pieces by Matthew Barney, which were a precursor to the Cremaster cycle. In 1998, Jim was elected to the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame. He was also the grandfather of dog musher Amanda Otto. Jim's football career took a heavy toll on his body, leading to nearly 74 surgeries, including 28 on his knee and multiple joint replacements. He suffered from severe arthritis and debilitating back and neck problems. In his book, The Pain of Glory, he described his near-death experiences due to medical complications. In one case, he had to go without a right knee joint for 6 months because of an infection. On August 1, 2007, Jim had to have his right leg amputated. Despite all his health issues, he said he had no regrets and wouldn't change a thing about his life. He discussed his injuries and the issue of concussions in a 2013 interview for League of Denial, the NFL's concussion crisis. Jim Otto passed away on May 19, 2024, at the age of 86. Ebrahim Raisi, known as Ebrahim Raisi, was an Iranian politician and the 8th president of Iran from 2021 until his death in 2024. He was a principalist and a Muslim jurist who became president after winning the 2021 election. Ebrahim Raisi was born on December 14, 1960, in the Nogan district of Mashhad to a clerical family. His father, Syed Haji, died when Raisi was just 5 years old. Raisi's family lineage traces back to notable religious figures, including Hussein ibn Ali. He completed his primary education at Javadiya School and then started studying at the Islamic Seminary, Hawza. In 1975, he continued his education at Ayatollah Borujerdi School in Qom Seminary. He claimed to have earned a doctorate in private law from Motihari University, but this claim has been disputed. Raisi began his clerical studies at age 15, but his exact qualifications are unclear. He held several positions in Iran's judicial system, including prosecutor of Karaj, prosecutor of Hamadan, and deputy prosecutor and prosecutor of Tehran. He was criticized for his involvement in the 1988 executions of Iranian political prisoners, with some organizations accusing him of crimes against humanity. The U.S. sanctioned him after Iran shot down an American drone in 2019. Raisi later served as Deputy Chief Justice, 2004 to 2014, Attorney General, 2014 to 2016, and Chief Justice, 2019 to 2021. He was also the custodian and chairman of Aston Quds Razavi from 2016 to 2019. Additionally, he was a member of the Assembly of Experts from South Khorasan Province, first elected in 2006. Raisi was married to the daughter of Ahmad Al-Malhoda, the Grand Imam of the Imam Reza Shrine. On May 19, 2024, Raisi, Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian, and several other officials died in a helicopter crash near the village of Uzi in East Azerbaijan province. Iran's Mer News described them as having been martyred in the crash. Raisi is the second Iranian president to die in office, following Mohammad Ali Rajai, who died in a bombing in 1981. Roberta Marrero was born on March 2, 1972 in Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, Canary Islands, Spain. She was an actress, known for Descongelate, 2003, Photos, 1996, and Bibi, Ella, 2004. In her works as an illustrator, Roberta Marrero mixed and decontextualized popular images, giving rise to new meanings and using the technique of artistic appropriation. For example, in her first published book, Dictadors, 2015, she transforms several photographs of icons of totalitarianism with images related to the pop world. She thus shows Mao Zedong surrounded by characters whose faces have been covered by Hello Kitty heads, and presents a portrait of Francisco Franco made up with a lightning bolt on his face, in the style of David Bowie on the cover of Aladdin Sane. With this publication, the artist stated that her intention was to vandalize a fascist message and turn it into another one of freedom. In her 2016 book El Bibi Verde, Infancia, Transexualidad y Héroes del Pop, a graphic novel with a prologue by the writer Virginie Despentes, Marrero collects memories of her childhood and her transsexuality, explaining how the worldview of various artists from pop music, literature, and cinema inspired her, especially Boy George. The main themes in her work are power, death, fame, love, and politics. In 2016, Marrero denounced British fashion designer Vivienne Westwood on social media, claiming that one of her works had been plagiarized on a shirt sold through Westwood's website. The designer and her husband Andreas Kronthaler responded that the image had been copied without knowledge that it was a work by a contemporary artist. 5. As a musician, Marrero released 2 electropop albums and worked as a DJ at several Spanish clubs. Marrero died by suicide in Madrid on May 17, 2024, at the age of 52. Geane Herrera was an American mixed martial artist who fought in the flyweight division. He was best known for his time in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. Herrera was born on May 27, 1990, in Duarte, California. When he was a baby, he moved with his mother and sister to Cali, Colombia, where they lived for 9 years before returning to the United States. He started his professional mixed martial arts career in March 2011. He mainly competed in regional organizations in the southeastern U.S., where he built an undefeated record of 8-0. In July 2014, after a first-round finish of Josh Rave, Herrera signed with the UFC. Herrera made his UFC debut against Ray Borg on August 8, 2015, at UFC Fight Night 73, but lost the fight by unanimous decision. In 2019, Herrera tried out for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC, and earned a contract. He was set to debut against Abdil Velasquez at BKFC 8 on October 19, 2019, but the fight didn't happen for unknown reasons. Herrera finally made his BKFC debut on July 23, 2021, at BKFC 19, where he fought Abdil Velasquez and won by TKO in the second round. Herrera had a son, born in 2007. Jean Carlos Herrera passed away on May 18, 2024, at the age of 33. Barbara Fuller was born in July 1921 in Nahant, Massachusetts. After her father died when she was 3, she and her mother moved to St. Petersburg, Florida, and then to Chicago. Her mother worked at a radio station in Chicago, which helped Barbara get a part on a kids program with George Gobel. She then landed many roles in soap operas. However, when she started falling for a married co-star, she decided to quit in 1942 and moved to New York. By the age of 18, Barbara was one of the most well-known voices on radio, having featured in 25 radio serials and played over 1,000 different characters. Although she initially wanted to be a math teacher, she began her radio career at age 11. By 13, she was a popular voice in Chicago soap operas. Barbara was a regular on the Theater of Famous Radio Players and was best known for her roles as Claudia in One Man's Family and Barbara Calkins in Scattergood Banes. She moved to New York in 1942 and stayed there for 2.5 years. Barbara's father passed away when she was 3, and she was raised by her mother. She went to school in Chicago and loved reading nonfiction and travel books. Early in her career, she earned $12.50 per broadcast. As her popularity grew, she changed the spelling of her name from Barbara to stand out. With blue eyes and brown hair, which she sometimes dyed platinum or brunette, Barbara decided to try screen acting. She moved to Beverly Hills, California, and signed a short-term contract with Republic Studios in 1949. Her first movie, The Red Menace, 1949, was a propaganda film during the era of McCarthyism. Although producers wanted an unknown actress, Barbara's sincere acting style fit the role. However, it wasn't the best start for her film career. Barbara also excelled in sports. She won a bronze medal in the fours at the 1986 Commonwealth Games and a silver medal in the women's triples at the 1988 World Outdoor Bowls Championship in Auckland. Barbara Fuller passed away in May 2024 at the age of 98.